I could have gone somewhere else and done the same exact thing, but I came in now into the industry and I was like, what do I need to learn in this environment? What works?
Okay.
So I'm always seeking, what can I learn? How do I make myself a little uncomfortable? So I was like, oh, this is a great environment. What when I do more than I do? You know, this is where people have been for 25 years, you know, some of the roles. So I was like, okay, well, let me use this opportunity to learn. But this is the thing that happens when you get into America. I'll give you a story. I get into, and I'm in there at Anderson, I'm like, hey, I'm like, you're from Kenya? A guy say, oh man, you look just like a friend of mine. I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to see this friend of yours. He says, hey, come on. He says, this guy, Mahmoud, is from Chad. Mahmoud comes in and is like, hi. I'm like, so in this American's mind,
we're the same.
We're all the same. So what's the differentiator between me and Mahmoud? You know, so I had to differentiate myself slightly different. Mahmoud was really good in networking, you know, in terms of IT networking, kind of like the physical nodes and stuff like that. I wasn't as good, but what I said is that now I'll be this smooth talker, plus understand the technical really well, be able to tell the story a little bit more. So my strategy said, hey, I'll focus on this leadership piece. That's what will differentiate me from Mahmoud. Mahmoud is doing really well, but to them, we're all the same. Imagine coming in from uni, and one thing that I didn't mention, I ran for treasurer for Sonu. So I was a okay popular person. A couple of people voted for me. That was before, you know, the politicians have come now.
Yeah.
So I had a name for myself, but I'm going into an environment where me and Mahmoud, same thing. There goes now differentiation. That's really important.
In school,
yes.
Have you made friends?
Yes. I've made friends. Since it's night school and more of a commuter school, a lot of people are coming in and out. But I made friends with a couple of international folks. Some people from Japan, some people from Korea, who are coming in to do the same program that I was doing. Yes. But I'm also understanding that, you know what? These other people are very smart. You know, the way you go to uni over here and think, oh, I'm smart, I'm relatively okay. But you realize this other guy are different kind of smart. Like they have a different way of calculating something. Ours guys was, hey, it's a T account. You know, debits and credit. They do the same thing, but slightly different to get to the best answer that possible in a short amount of time.
Yep.
Yes. So I'm realizing how smart these people are. I'm also realizing the countries that are coming from are very competitive. India, 1 billion people now. China at that point, 1.3 billion people.
So the best of the best are coming.
Yes, the best of the best are coming in. And all of us are hustling for the same thing.
And now your fees are even, it's not like, now you're paying fees.
Yes.
That $5,000 has gone.
Yes, that $5,000 is Shaenda. So I'm paying fees. At this point, we actually get a chance, before Ken was born, just go back to that, we got a place. We were able to rent a place, okay place for us.
What does rent look like?
2,100.
And let me ask a question. Is this 2,100 every 2 weeks?
No, every month, yes.
Okay, but you have to pay it every 2 weeks?
Yes. So we looked for housing we couldn't get. We ended up getting in a place. The place ended up being, I don't know if you ever watched the movie called Training Day.
Yeah, I have.
Yes. Denzel talks about the jungle.
No way.
That's where we lived.
Those ain't got nothing on me.
You get, yes,
King
yes,
Kong.
yes. When he goes in and there are all these guys on the street, so there were two parts of it. There was a place called Gloria Homes.
Yeah.
Those lights separate, and you know the other place was the one that was helicopters there all the time.
Yeah.
So we lived over here. There was an Egyptian guy who was the leasing manager. So the leasing manager says, you might not have the credit history. You might not have the amount of money that we need, like 3 times of rent in your savings, but I'll give you an opportunity because you remind me of my parents.
Wow.
who came in from Egypt. We went to see him in the office a month after. He had been fired because of that.
What?
He's like, oh, I don't know, maybe it was that was the one thing, but we got an opportunity. But we were so innocent and so green when we lived there. It was the best opportunity we had, our own space. Yes. But we didn't know how dangerous it was. Now you look back, you're like, man, that was MLK and La Brea. That was tough. That was tough.
Okay, in fact,
Yes.
now let's talk about the environment that you're in. I mean, every day when you wake up, you're not seeing Kenyans.
Yes.
Who are you seeing? Who's around you? Are they whites? Are they blacks? Are they black Americans? Are they international? Who's in your surrounding?
Yes. It depends with the job. Kama ni Wochi, I see black people. And I see Mexicans. If it's a professional Arthur Anderson, I see more white folk.
What,
Yes.
aside you and the guy from Chad?
Chad, yes.
Were there any other Africans there?
Lots of Indians. A couple black people that were working in the office at that point.
Okay.
They were very polished. So Arthur Anderson took the best of the best, which was an class of excellence by itself. Again, it took me back to a little bit of a patch differentiation type of environment. But again, I could have done other jobs that would have paid me more.
Yeah.
But I chose to hang on to this because I knew this is what was going to be the defining factor for me.
This other Anderson.
Yes.
You knew it was your ticket to growth.
Yes. At that time, they were getting a little bit of trouble because there was a market crash that happened around 2000. Some offices were a little bit unethical in how they did business. Enron, WorldCom, some of those companies went down. So eventually they went down and they let go everyone.
What?
Yes.
Including you?
Yes. I jumped ship before that.
Okay.
So, good thing, with all these things happening, there was something called Sarbanes-Oxley. It was a new law, new regulatory compliance requirement that they had to be signed off on financial statements. There were different levels of it to make sure that at least there's completeness and accuracy of what was presented at the final financial statement, which created a lot of jobs. Accounting was sexy again. There goes again. The accounting thing that I was doing was like everyone was looking for accountants.
Nice.
Yeah. There comes in, I have a little bit of background in IT audit. I have a little bit of background in audit, but I've been bitten once in terms of a big four. It was a big five then. I said, hey, I got to go into the bank itself. I went into Bank of America then. I went into risk management in Bank of America.
Was it difficult to get that job?
Coming from Big Four, no. Big Five, no.
Okay. You
Yes.
almost poached, in a sense.
Yeah, at that point, yes.
Did you leave before? Did the company go down before you got the job?
Yes, I got the job.
So there's
before,
a time you were
yes.
unemployed.
Well, I got the job before the company went down. But it was all over the news. So you knew people were just leaving and kind of like jumping ship to the other side.
Okay.
Yes. I jumped ship on the other side. At least those guys were able to pay a little bit of a school. Bank of America was able to pay a little bit of a school for me.
Did you negotiate that?
No, everyone got that.
Oh, nice.
Yes. So which was really good. A lot of the companies do that.
Okay.
What they do is to uplift just the workforce.
Nice.
You can take advantage of it or you cannot. Some people take advantage of it. So for me, I was hungry. I was like, want to leave your fees? You know, let me go and finish everything that I needed to finish on the accounting side of things.
And did it come with a pay rise? Were they paying better?
Yeah, it was stable.
Can I ask, what does that look like at this time?
Maybe 1,700, maybe about 2,500.
Okay.
Yes.
So now you're at about 2,500,
But
but
I'm
then your
always-
rent has gone up.
Yes, but I'm always seeking opportunities to learn. I could have gone somewhere else and done the same exact thing, but I came in now into the industry and I was like, what do I need to learn in this environment? What works?
Okay.
So I'm always seeking, what can I learn? How do I make myself a little uncomfortable? So I was like, oh, this is a great environment. What when I do more than I do? You know, this is where people have been for 25 years, you know, some of the roles. So I was like, okay, well, let me use this opportunity to learn.
Now, do you drop the Wochi job?
So I dropped the Wochi. I did the seasonal Wochi. And this is where it comes in over the weekend. There was a concert, Kumbuki ilikuwa nani? It was one of maybe Dr. Dre was having a concert, and I became a watchee. So concerts in the States, usually there's a stage.
Yeah.
And now on the ground upper, kuna line ya mawachi.
Yes.
What they're looking for is bodies. Like strong, big, and they give you a good amount of money. So I was one of those guys. I was one of those guys. Nimeenda gym, yes. So I came in from 150 pounds. By the time I was there, hey, I had cooled like 210 pounds. Yeah. So that means you're a little unhealthy too. Yeah. It's not a healthy 210. It's kind of like kitambire.
Oh, it's not muscle.
Yes, it's not muscle.
Yeah.
But it was a good gig over the weekend. That's the thing. Some states you have to work harder than others or longer than others. So if you go to a low, not a very expensive state, you don't have to work over the weekend or 2-3 jobs.
LA is an expensive state.
Yes. But that's all we knew. That's where I landed.
Yeah.
Up onto your Hollywood iko. Hollywood sign tunasema iko huko. Unapanda La Brea, that main street, and you go all the way down. So all the stars lived there.
Wow.
But I knew of one Kenyan. It was Benji. He's an actor.
I met him.
Oh, you met him? Yes.
I went with him to Nyanyuki.
Yes.
Novi's father-in-law, in an essence. Ida Onyango's dad.
Yes. I know Ida, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I came in to know now Ida through Neto. Bernard Neto. I don't know if you know Bernard Neto. Okay. He was in Patch. He was kind of like doing music. I still think he's shooting content and stuff like that. He's doing really very talented guy.
Nice.
Because he came to live with me in LA while I was transitioning to Ohio.
Okay.
Yes.
Hey, bro.
Yes.
This time in LA.
Yes.
I've seen you've transitioned from this job. I keep forgetting his name.
Arthur
Anderson, which has gone down.
Yes.
You're still in school.
Yes.
What year is this that now you joined Bank of America?
2002, end of 2002.
Oh, so this is, and at this time has your son been born?
Yes, he was born June 4th, 2002.
2002?
Yes.
Okay, so this is like you're hitting your first year.
Yes.
There.
And then Arthur Anderson, that means that you're traveling. If you're traveling, you might not be there for. So this is what led me to kind of like.
Or Bank of America?
Arthur Anderson. So Bank of America was a stable job. It was 9 to 6. So Naenda, you do your job, then come back home. Okay. So that allowed me to spend a little bit of time with him at home.
Okay.
Yes. While Penny was taking care of him, but she was also working at the Bank of America. Again, that's a power of moving. Nikienda, Penny, kuja.
You do whatever opportunities you tell her.
Yeah. Just say, hey, come on in. I've built good relationship, or maybe sometimes when she goes in, don't mess up any relationship in that environment. So if there's an opportunity, you can recommend me. So we're always constantly doing that to each other. Okay,
but then let me ask.
Yes.
In Kenya, I can get a child and I can get a housey.
Yes.
Can get and it's affordable. Yes. Very, very affordable.
Yes. Yes.
This is not the case.
Yes.
For getting what is called a nanny.
Yes.
Or daycare.
Yes. We have a really tight bond with Ken, our oldest, who's now 22. Because we spend a lot of time together, saying all these things, and would sing for him, would sing all the songs, because it was our first opening to becoming a parent in America. Yeah. So the songs that he was singing, they were different.
But it's not like you can
sing,
go with him.
I'm happy today. Yeah. That was different for him. It was like a different, hey, Blues Clues, you can be anything that you want to be, which is very different from what, so we were learning. The cartoon series is different,
But it's not like, again, it's not like you can take him to work.
You can't take him to work. But what you can do is that you can take him to daycare.
So now
daycare
you have to do
$2,000.
A month?
Yes.
Guy, that's
so
like international school fees in the group of schools.
Yes.
So technically he went to the group of schools.
Yes. So nampeleka daycare, and that's a lot of money.
When he's how old?
3.
Okay.
Because we need to go back to work, all of us.
So you started taking him daycare when you was 3?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So that was around 2000, actually even younger than that, maybe a year. So it was Maria's house. So it was a lady who had come to the bank, and Penny had gotten to know her, and she trusted her. So Ken would be spending time with them. She was a Spanish lady.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So would go pick him up every day, but there was always a hope that something better is going to come in.
Yeah. Are you raising? Could you see? Okay, let me stop a minute.
Yes.
At this moment of time,
yes,
is there the glass ceiling? Are you realizing I'm black? This whole time you've not, race hasn't played a factor.
Yes.
Tribe played a factor in Kenya.
Yes.
Without a doubt when you're trying to get a job.
Yes.
But does race begin to play a factor?